And this is the normal white Frozen 1-2 punch. And they got to go first. Ugh. Not sure why I bother. First round, second round. I'm so gonna die. If it's not ossification, it's planar destruction. One or the other. They've already got lifelink. I think I have to lose the Merge Keeper already. At least they're having trouble with planes. I can still use this to tap for mana, right? Blah, blah, blah. Activated. No, I would have to use my treasure. Let's just do the Workshop War Chief. And then I can actually start hitting back with my Vigilance. Yeah, I'll go from 2 land to 4 land next turn. Not too shabby. Okay, what do we want to do? I think we want a Deathbloom Gardener, and we want Shigeki. And we don't want to attack. But that finally gives me the mana I need, right? Just in time for my route. Okay, here we go. Auto pay! Give me this, and I guess give me this. We'll get rid of Skrell's Hive finally. They lose their lifelink. And none of those can block, right? So let's just attack with the Workshop War Chief. Flyer, eh? That's unusual. That's very unusual. Do I have anything that has reach? Oh, I do! Titan of Industry has reach. How about that? Let's give them a target.
Watch out! I'm on the hunt. Now what do we have here?
That was a lot of land. I think that was a good choice, right? Because just flooding out with nothing to cast for all those turns would have been horrible. Makes me really appreciate this Planeswalker. Okay, they can bring this back just by triggering Day-Night, right? There's Adeline instead. And Wedding Announcement, okay, but that's just about all they've got. Whereas I can do stuff like this. Yes. Do we want to give up the Titan? I think I'd rather activate this. And go get a forest. And then... mill 5 cards? Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, it's not enough for now. Okay, so, mill 5 cards again.
The hunt is only beginning.
Oh no.
Point me towards the fight. I'm ready. Let's do this
It's gonna be
together.
first strike, right? Oh, no flying. Really? Okay, that one's got reach, and we'll block you. Alright, what kind of stuff do we want to do here? How about... It's so tough. I think we should try and attack first. They're looking for an eligible blocker. Alright, we'll still take out a lot of Elspeth there.
Hey! Watch the roughhousing.
Mill 5 more.
Even the gutter burgeons with life.
And this is who we wanted. Yes. What else can we put down? I guess we should just put down the cheapest ones we can, right? Here, let's get some treasure. And Fang of Shigeki. And... yeah, that's good enough.
This is your fight. Win it.
First strike. We are taking out Elspeth. Well, maybe one, maybe not, but we will take out Myrel. Take that.
Oh. Well, if it's a fight you want.
Alright, we bring down the expensive one for only 2. We bring down the next expensive one. And we'll bring this one down, right? No, we don't want to get rid of our treasure just yet. Let's just bring down Shigeki. Refill our hand.
The hunt is only beginning.
That's lovely. 18 cards to go. If they have a board wipe now, we're in trouble. How much you want to bet they have a board wipe? They don't have enough mana, right? So if they do White Sun's Twilight, they can wipe the board of creatures. Oh, it's a burn down the house.
Try not to give up hope.
And we still kept our Vivian. Nice. Alright. Let's see. We need you. And we need you. No, we need you. And I think I'm okay to wait here, so let's just do our Rhino Warrior.
You may be bad, but we're big.
Oh, they're going after Vivian.
This hustle and bustle's not for me.
This was who we wanted. Graz, unstoppable juggernaut. Everybody's base 5-3. Game over, man. It's good to be. I had 14 cards left. They hadn't even gotten to 100 other cards. Do you feel bad for people that have large decks that never manage to get through that many of their cards? They have so many toys to play with, but they never get to them. This deck, it enables us to get through them. This deck, I got because of the Hot Pockets thing. Oh, Invasion of Karsus, my first one. Cool. Deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Then you get a Refraction Elemental with Ward 2, pay 2 life, 4/4. Whenever you cast a spell, Refraction Elemental deals 2 damage to each opponent. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, let's go in and show you what's going on. This is Travis. You're at Tpull's Corner. For once, we're not playing a deck that I made. We're playing a pre-constructed deck from Magic. And I don't normally spend money on the game itself, but they're doing a promotion with Hot Pockets. And it's still good. I think you can buy stuff till the end of June. And I think they give you till the end of July, perhaps, to turn it in. But they gave me the pre-constructed deck Viviens Hunt. And I'm not sure how great the deal is. Okay, you go buy the Hot Pockets, you scan the code in, they give you a code to redeem in the online store at Wizards, and then you'll get to redeem stuff. And I went and got a couple of things, and it took forever because they didn't process it right away, and I had to involve their help desk. And they rephrased some things, and I'm like quoting their promotion to them. And then finally I understood that they were saying that I needed to go register at the Wizard site, and I already have an account at Wizard site. So as I was figuring that out, they finally sent me the redeemable codes. And I went in and punched them both in and only got this one reward that I can tell. So I still kind of got a problem. But I haven't quit the game and reloaded it, so I don't know if I'll get something else or not. But here's the problem with the execution of the promotion aside. I don't know how well it's publicized, putting that aside. I did get something for going out and buying Hot Pockets products. But what they gave me was they gave me 1 Vivien on the Hunt, 1 Graz Unstoppable Juggernaut, and a third card, I think. I'm trying to remember what it was. But here's the problem. They didn't give me extra copies of any of the cards I already possessed. So I already had all of these commons. When they gave me this pre-constructed deck, they rated my existing collection. So I didn't get a second Gala Greeters. They took the 1 Gala Greeters and Viviens Hunt deck, and they took it out of my library to build this deck. So you don't get the entire pre-constructed deck. It takes from your library to make it, and you only get the cards that you did not have. Is that worth buying the Hot Pocket for? I don't know. Because I already had a Titan of Industry, I already had a Tovolar's Huntmaster, I already had Gala Greeters, I already had Augur of Autumn, I already had all the Jewel Thieves. Okay, I think maybe I might have gotten a Deathbloom Gardener, possibly was the other one. I already had 4 Pipers. I'm trying to think if maybe it was a Workshop War Chief. Maybe that was the third one. So, 1 Mythic Rare and a couple of rares that you really got. If I had already possessed these 2 cards, would it have just given me this pre-constructed deck and it wouldn't have actually given me any cards that I didn't have? It would have just put them together in the deck for me. So I really don't know if I can advocate going out and participating in this promotion if you've got a lot of Magic cards online already. But I hadn't played with this configuration before, so I've always been meaning to make a Vivien deck. Now I actually have 2 copies of the Planeswalker instead of 1. That was one thing that was stopping me. But I thought I'd take it out for a spin in the current environment and see how it did. So we'll play a couple more games. And remember to like and subscribe. And all that jazz. And every couple of videos I mention this when I remember it. If you have a friend that plays Magic, choose a playlist from my YouTube. Just send them the link and say, hey, check this out. And that way, if they like what they're seeing, they'll continue. They'll have more to watch than just one video, just in the one link. If they have the time to spare and whatever content I have from that playlist is engaging enough, then by the time they're done, we might have a new subscriber, right? So I always think just passing around my playlist is a good idea to help me grow the channel. But that's completely my brainchild, and I don't have any feedback from anybody who's actually done it and can tell me that it did any good. So it's just a shot in the dark, really. Okay, we have Epic Confrontation, so we should be good to take out one of these now. Bam. And still survive. And then we get Shigeki out, and we actually pump up the greeters again. Is that a good idea? And then we actually get to attack. And now if they want to attack with the Iconoclast, I'll gladly make that trade rather than put up with a bunch more 1/1s coming our way. Oh, they have 3 in a row at the very beginning. Wow. Okay, at least we did get a land. We still can't cast anything else in our hand. Magic saw fit to deal us the most powerful cards in our hand, except for Titan of Industry is still in there somewhere. And the 2 Planeswalkers themselves. And they have already gotten rid of everything in their hand. Let's see, beginning you control, yeah, so that's got double strike. Man, it's tough to be me. I didn't get land. I missed a land drop. It's a pre-constructed deck by Wizards of the Coast, and Arena is still making me miss land drops every time that I win a battle. And they're okay. I was going to say they're not going to bother. Let's go ahead and block there, and we'll try the Giant Growth. They've still got one more card. Do they have a battle trick? Trading what started as a 1/1 for a 4-power double striker, I think is a good deal. And now we finally managed to perhaps equalize. Because we're going to sabotage their ground game here. Maybe not by much. They've got a lot of artifacts. And they got Patchwork Automaton out kind of early. So do they think it's worth the trade? Because I've got Vigilance, so I can attack and defend. I'm playing Iron Man football here with these. They want it to be bigger so they can survive. There comes their second Patchwork Automaton. Now they can build them up twice at a time. What is the final card they're holding on to, I wonder? I don't have anything with reach yet. Do I blitz this? Oh, never mind. I have one more chance to attack and get through the automaton. They take it? Do they have something that's going to tap all of my creatures? They can nearly kill me, but they don't have anything with vigilance. They've got to wait, right? So just one flyer. Okay. This has trample. So if they block 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, I can do it. I think this does it. Let's see if I did my math correctly. I know we're fond of saying here when we play Magic Online that math is for blockers, but every once in a while it does become relevant. I think they did the math as well. They can kill all of them, but I get the 2 points through if they block everything with everybody. And even if they were alive, they wouldn't have they wouldn't have anything left really to attack me except one flyer maybe. All right, we got eked through on that one by the skin of our teeth. Hey, get in there. Not bad for a pre-constructed deck that wasn't really made with the current environment in mind, right? Because this was before March. This Viviens Hunt was made way before March of the Machines came out. The people that are on the design and development teams for Wizard of the Coast, they have very long-term plans now. They have learned the value of preparation and planning and playtesting and coordination. So they are a pretty good team. So you kind of got to wonder. This is like, we do have Dominaria United in here. We've got New Capenna. They've got Innistrad. They did know that March of the Machines was on the horizon while they were making this stuff. So, did they take in mind their awareness of some of what was coming with Phyrexian March of the Machines when they were making these cards? It's a good question to ask. It's sort of backwards compatible type of question. This is first strike and trample only on their turn. Oh boy. Blue and black. We don't have to worry about that. And let's see, that would make it a 4/4 first strike or with trample, right? Then they get to surveil and mana value 2 or less from the graveyard. So we need to figure out what we can do to get rid of that sucker fast. I guess we maximize that value. We keep growing the Galagreeters. We attack while we can. And we hold our breath that they don't destroy any of our Monodorks so we can afford the more expensive stuff. They automatically are going to take the sword, so now it's a 5/5. And they had enough for another one. And that's a 3. I can block that one at least. Okay. What do we do? 3, 4... token this time. Trample again. Number of equipped creatures you control. Now that has double strike, right? And oh, lovely. That was a nice little combo there. So when that one attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to become a 6/6. And my Death Toucher is the one that is in trouble. What do we do against this? 6, 11. That's it. We're tapped out, so we're not worried about other stuff. No instants or sorceries yet. Another one of these. 4, 5. I guess we need the Galagreeters to be tougher. And Jorkbean gets to be bigger again. And if they weren't tapped out, they can move around this double strike stuff pretty quickly. Are they going to swing in for another attack? They are. Okay, so we'll try and take you out there. We'll try and take you out there. And we'll try and take you out there. Let's see what they have. Down to 7. We got rid of a lot of stuff. You're tapped out, so what is that? Just a land? Equip 2. Did they have one free mana to pay for that, or is that... It only costs one to activate. It becomes 0 because they still have the War Whip. So even a 3 equip cost suddenly is less. Okay, what do we do next? We're getting kind of low on life. I think it's time for an epic confrontation. What do you think? That doesn't have any ward, does it? Auto pet. Bam. You're dead. Just the creature, yeah. Okay, so now we got double strike. So that's 8 points. Why would they attack with the rabbit battery? Because they're convinced it's going to go through? I'm going to take the 8. They still have no instants or sorceries in there. So, not a bad equipment, but they're not making the maximum use out of it. They hit more land drops than I did. All those chances to have something, even a direct damage spell. Maybe it's deeper in the deck. They're only a third of the way through the deck. Maybe they've got more of that stuff out there. Alright, we finally got some more stuff. And I think we've got enough
I'll show
here.
You city slickers, how we handle things in the wild. We're gonna knock you down.
To double block this ultra equipped thing. And Dawnheart Rejuvenator can handle another one of those. So I'm going to lose everything, but they're going to lose everything they attack, but they still got all this equipment. And I'm down to 1 because of all the tramp. And they can equip anything they want. And everything is so cheap to equip. This is just superfluous now. And I got a forest. Okay. Let's see. Protection from blue and black we don't need to worry about. Hang on. I'm trying to go look at all this stuff they have. Just clicking on it freezes the game though. Cute. Okay. They got double strike. They got the +2/+2 there. Okay, so as soon as it's their turn, they get the trample. So let's mill 5 cards.
Look around. Life's
we get to put
everywhere.
anything in here we want. Okay, so that one. And this one. And now we have to quadruple block everything they have. They don't have anything for haste. They have the other one. Protection from red and green, and that's going to be game. Can they equip that for free? Yes. I like the deck. Nice little combination of Dominaria, Phyrexia. A lot of mythic rares in here. That was still kind of fun. I have not had much time to look at the equipment yet. I've been messing with all of the other ideas. The latest artifact was the Mind Splice apparatus. I made a couple of decks out of that. But there's all sorts of equipment we have now that obviously, as you can see, we can make some good things out of that. Although they have a couple of mythic rares I don't have yet. Although I did break my rule finally against using my wild cards. I burned all my commons. I probably did it the wrong way, but for the Phyrexia will be one. I got all the commons for the artifacts, all the colorless, all the green, and all of the red. And then I ran out of commons. I had hundreds of commons, and it wasn't enough to get 4 copies of everything. I probably should have just gone and started getting like 1 copy of everything. But, you know, like we say, math is for blockers. I ran out. So I still don't have, I have maybe, I would say 34% of the Phyrexian collection so far. Or no, I'm sorry, I should have said March of Machines. That's what I'm talking about. So just for once up front, I decided to go ahead and get a lot of the commons of the new expansion, as opposed to getting them slowly with the packs that we went over the next month. And that'll just give me more grist for the meal to make more current, up-to-date decks for everybody. Okay, so they give up Play with Fire to get 2 additional type of things. My problem is green and red are very good with putting out creatures that have haste, so they get to go first. They get to put down a very cheap battle, and then they get to cast a nice creature with haste that might have enough to knock it out in one shot. That has either haste or trample or just another removal spell. Okay. We do have Jewel Thief. And a way to maybe save it if they try and do direct damage on it. Double power. It has menace as well. Double power until end of turn. So it'll become an 8/3. Okay, but this comes at just the right time. Let's fight. Ta-da! 1 down, and I still have the giant growth. Perfect. I had vigilance, right, so I probably could have attacked, but my bad. I was so happy at surviving. This one is a terrible creature. You tap it to deal 2 damage to target player or battle, and I already used epic blah blah blah. Little puke. You're gonna let that through, because you know better, don't you? Here. We've got to move fast now. I think I only have 1 other epic confrontation in the entire deck. Kind of light on the battle spells. But they can get the battles, and if they get me down in life at all, getting one of this down, especially in limited, this is a really good card to have in limited. Especially if you get it later on and everybody's low on life. This is sort of like a late game Shieldred in limited. You don't have to attack anymore, he just has to sit back and do his thing. And it's common. So I have 4. Another invasion. They get to put a +1 counter, and then it fights. of course. Does it want to fight my Jewel Thief? It said, it doesn't say may, it says then that creature fight. Oh, it fights up to 1, so it shows there. Maybe my opponent was upset that they messed it up and they didn't choose to fight. They would have lost. I have the treasure with the giant growth that they just didn't know about. So maybe they would have killed the Jewel Thief, but they would have lost their creature as well, which is really key for us. So I think we had the upper hand in that one for sure, because we were getting close to getting Titan of Industry anyway. But I think they just messed up that opening part where you have to choose which creature to attack, and I think they either misclicked or they just made a mistake. We'll take more of those lands. So I think that's our time. So not a bad deck, right? We did pretty well. Just trying to open it up one more time so you can get a look at it. There are a number of times, I play tested a couple of times just upon getting it before I started to decide to record a video about it. And there are a number of times we've got 3 giant growths. You've got, I'm trying to look for the monitor. Oh, we do have 3 of the epic confrontations, so that's good. We've got 2 of the Rocket Merge Keepers, but the stuff that we have for the most part, like the giant growths don't stay, so that doesn't count as modified. We'd have to have the Merge Keeper out and have Epic Confrontation and have it on the Merge Keeper in order to get the benefit from the modified. So I'm not sure that that's really the best card to have in here, because when you look at this other stuff, there's not much else that you can do in here to add counters to the Merge Keeper. So it's kind of an odd place to have the Merge Keeper in there. The first thing where I ended up in a long standoff by somebody who had a massive incubate deck and incubate enhancers. So they had like 10 6/6 and 7/7 incubation things. And I got, finally, the card that I wanted was Graz at the end to convert. Like, I had 20 creatures, and suddenly they all became 5/3 Juggernauts, and I had lethal. But it was my last card, basically. And when Gaze Cursor attacks, if there's 3 or more creatures in your graveyard, you draw a card. So on the final battle of the final part of the match, I had 0 cards in my graveyard. I hit attack with everybody, because you have to, because Graz the Unstoppable Juggernaut makes everybody a Juggernaut, and all Juggernauts have to attack if they can. And and I had the 1 copy of Guy's Cursor. It wasn't in the graveyard. It was on the battlefield. So it made me draw a card, and I milled myself with this deck. So you do have to be aware of everything that's in the deck. So yeah, it is possible to accidentally mill yourself if you've filtered through the deck a lot using Viviens on the Hunt. So keep that in mind. It's kind of fun. Oh, you always got to start to watch out for that in mill decks, regardless of how big or how little an issue you think it's going to be. The other thing that's kind of an interesting quibble is they have Howlpack Piper, but the only other wolf they have is Tovolar's Huntmaster. And nothing else that's really, they got worms. So it's interesting for them to choose these samples from among the expansions that really aren't the greatest of synergies. But, Outback Piper I kind of understand anyway, because you don't necessarily need the werewolf synergy to have this card in a deck. I can see that. But Merge Keeper just really doesn't seem to fit. So if you want to upgrade this at all, I would say do something else with the Merge Keeper. Still get some sort of Monodork. But I had a lot of hands where I got dealt all this expensive stuff up front, and it took me a while to get my 2-drops out for some reason, which is really strange. But still, it is a fun deck. I did enjoy what I did with it. Let me know what you think. As always, this has been Travis for Tpull's Corner. I got this because of the Hot Pockets promotional tie-in with Magic the Gathering, but you're only going to get stuff that you don't already have in your deck. You're not going to get extras if they give you a pre-constructed deck. I'm not sure what other rewards there are out there. I may go experiment again just so that you all can be informed about what's out there and then decide if you want to participate in the promotion or not. So I may hit the stores again this weekend and have to gobble down a couple of the Hot Pockets products. so that I can get some more codes redeemed. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a good one.